Hello, I'm Sierra Milliman, and this is my response to the Web 2.0 assignment. After watching the video about Professor Wesh, it was kind of interesting because things have changed online even since then. Even YouTube's changed since then. I remember in the video they talked a lot about how YouTube was just created by random individuals, and that's still true, but it's different because now, even though it was originally created by random people, those people are now YouTube famous, and they're at the point where people are making ridiculous amounts of money by shooting random videos every day. And it seems interesting how YouTube went from something that was fun and brought us together as a community to YouTube being something people use as their career. How people they use it for everything. You can go on YouTube and I can find anything from how to replace my Kia Sorrento's headlight to a review on a toy by a 6-year-old. So it's a very interesting and broad range of videos that are on there nowadays. And some of them are terrible quality, and some of them are amazingly done by really expensive cameras and have all sorts of crews. And it just seems different nowadays. But I feel like it's still bringing that community together. People on YouTube still have that community. People have followers. People have their fans nowadays. But there's also the drama. I feel like there's probably more drama now online and on social media than there ever was before. Especially when his video was created. Everything has changed drastically. Especially because now YouTube is watched so much that there's ads even in videos. I can't even get through a video scrolling through my phone on Facebook without having an ad attached to it. And sorry, my son just threw his bat up in the air and then tried to catch it. And then for my podcast that I'd watched one called Truth for Teachers by Angela Watson, and it was episode 161, and it was about thriving as an introverted teacher. And it explained how even though she is an introvert, she can still teach, but it was a guest speaker named Betsy Potash. She came on and explained how even though she is an introvert and she absolutely hated lectures, she was able to switch her teaching styles around and do different activities instead of standing up and giving a lecture to her students. Now, for me, that also sounds familiar because I am very much introverted, and I think if I ever had to teach above 3rd grade, I would probably cry because I could not. It would terrify me. I am great at talking to little kids and teaching little kids, but any older, they terrify me, and I think I couldn't do it. It would take so much out of me, it wouldn't be worth it. Now, I think that social media like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that should be allowed in the classroom and should be allowed for teachers, but in a different, kind of somewhat of a restricted manner. So I know when I used to own my own daycare, we had our own Facebook group page, and during that page I would post pictures of the kids, and I would post like updates of, oh, we're having a pool day tomorrow, or hey, make sure your kids come in dirty clothes and play clothes because we're going to be outside all day tomorrow. Hi, Harmony, can you wave? And it was really useful, and a lot of my parents really loved it because it kept them updated and it let them know that their kids were having fun all day while they were at daycare and they were at work. All right, get out. Sit up, please. Thank you. All right, now I also think that YouTube and podcasts could be used as a good way to give your students some information on a different perspective. So there might be a certain podcast that you are a big fan of and you think your students would really learn a lot from. And you could show them that. Or you yourself could create a podcast and every whatever day you want to do it on, have a review of what you covered over the week or the review of what you covered in that section. So then your students can go back throughout the school year and look it up and prepare themselves for if they have a final coming up or if they have state testing coming up or if they have something big that they want to go back on and refresh their memory and study harder. And then YouTube is also a great learning tool because, like I said, YouTube has everything. So I used it a lot whenever I was a daycare provider, and I used it for a lot of the songs. So I would play everything. I would play a lot of nursery rhymes. I would do a lot of songs about colors and shapes and numbers, and I used them along with teaching them, but it got those songs stuck in the children's heads, and we did them at the beginning of the day, so it got them stuck in their heads, and it got their energy out. It let them run around and play in the beginning of class, and then they also had these songs stuck in their head that they could use throughout the day, and then they would go and we'd say we were working on shapes. They could be like, oh yeah, that's a square. And I had several of my kids do that for me. They would be walking around, they'd be like, Miss Sierra, your phone's blue, or your phone's a rectangle, when they saw my phone out playing. And because I would play music throughout the day. I would play Pandora. I would have children's music set on like a lower volume, but it seemed to work better because even though they were up and playing around and they weren't really hearing it, they seemed to be more relaxed on the days that I was playing music all day than they were on the days that I wouldn't play music. On the days that I wouldn't play music, it seemed like they were all fighting each other and nobody was ever happy, and they hated each other. Yes, honey, hold on. And I think I ended up using the site Reddit for my cloud bookmark thing. And I liked it, but I feel like it would take me some getting used to. I liked it, but it was a lot different than what I was kind of expecting. And I followed some sites. I followed like a teaching site, and then I followed a parenting site, and I followed like the news sites, and some other random sites that I thought could be useful for me.
Hi.
And stop. No. And although I wasn't a gigantic fan of it, right now I feel like the more that I use it and the better I get at using it, I'll actually end up liking it more. Stop, Harmony. So that was my reflection. Harmony wants to say hi. And thank you for watching.